Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to FYI for your information. I am Joretta Finance joining you this cold Tuesday morning, guys. It's Tuesday, 23rd of August, 2022, and we are on our way, heading down the road, down the week. You know how it is. Yesterday we started on a high note. Today we're going to continue with that same energy. Make sure that you do your part. You share the stream because you know that you make this possible. And whenever you share, you make others get the ability to get the credible information. Be part of the conversation altogether. So we invite you this morning to tag a friend, share to a page, share to your Facebook page. Whatever is it that you do, make sure that you do it to the best of your ability this morning. Come on and let us have this conversation. You know what's going on in the news, so much happening right about now. But we are going to be breaking it down as we always do. We're going to be integrating your perspectives into the conversation as we always do as well. So good morning to you, wonderful, wonderful people. I'm telling you, I'm seeing a web being spun right about now out there in the media, and we will be breaking it down. Like I said, so you're gonna want to share, you're gonna want to stay true, you're gonna want to invite your friends and family to join this conversation this morning. So good morning to you, Beatrice. I see you on early this morning. Good morning to you, John Jones, and all of you wonderful folks. Dave Durrell, good morning, Dave. What's going on at your end? Let me know there in the comment section, guys. Let me know if you're hearing me loud and clear. Let me know if I am super clear. Let me know if my voice is sounding as though it's right next to you. Good morning to you, Roy. I see Roy Ferrier there is watching from Maryland. So lovely of you to join us this morning there. And I see Claire Alexis Richmond is also there this morning. Good morning to you, Claire. How are you? Chevon McDonald says, good morning, everyone watching from New Jersey. Good morning to you, Chevon. What's going on at your end? What's up in Jersey? I see you there. It's a Petal Turn. Good morning, says blessed morning to all. And Ayabo, thank you so much. My technical people there in the background. Ayabo says loud and clear. That's how we like to be, loud and clear. Good morning to you, Dave Durrell says overcast in New Jersey. We hear you there. I know I woke up to rain this morning. I woke up to a lot of rain, so I have to say that I love it. I love the cold and everything to go with it. So I'm good. I see you there. Yusil Ferreira says, good morning, watching from France. Well, good afternoon to you there in France. Lovely of you to join us this morning. It's always a pleasure to have you guys checking in. And you know what we say, that you're the folks that makes this program an international program, because you make sure that you take the time out to join us from throughout the world, and we appreciate you so much. Hey, Mr. Chisel Chipper. How are you doing there this morning? I hope all is well at your end. I see you there, Naomi Drucker says, good morning, Doretta. Loving the lipstick. Oh, thank you so much. We just gotta do something every now and again. Hey, I see you there, Don Johnson. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Don Johnson, this name sounds very familiar. I had a friend, I think by name Eric. I'm not sure if you're related. Hey, good morning to you, Marie Campbell. Hey, Marie, what's going on at your end? And I see you, Vishal. Hey, Vishal Sherman, how are you this morning? Says good morning, MD Finance. Continue raining up there in East Berbice. Guys, East Berbice seems to be having all the rain, so I am glad that I hope that everybody is enjoying that little bit of showers of blessings. I know some people don't like it that much, but I love it. Hey, Dolly, how are you doing? And Sherman, I have to come through to your end pretty soon, so I'm going to be seeing you as soon as I possibly can. I'm trying to plan I'm trying to schedule myself to make sure I'm at your end there in East Berbice. I see you there, Paulianne Schultz says, good morning, MP Finance. Hey, Paulianne, what's going on? And let me know where you're joining and how is the weather there. Let me know what is your biggest concern this morning. What is it that you want us to focus all our attention on this morning, if we could do such a thing? Good morning to you, Lancel Stewart. I see Kester watching from East Coast. Good morning to all the wonderful folks joining us from the East Coast. Guys, let me know what's going on there in region number one. Who's coming through from region number one? I know Alana Tang always comes through. Let me know who else is coming through there. Mimi Hendricks, good morning to you. Oh, thank you so much, Mimi. And Alec Boom, good morning to you, Alec. What's going on at your end? Lynn Fernandez, Lynn, good morning to you. How are you this morning? I hope all is well at your end. We having a wonderful, wonderful weather here, a wonderful atmosphere. I don't know about anybody else. I'm speaking for myself. I love the rain. It just makes me get up in a different mood altogether. Good morning to you, Marlon Thomas. Hey, Marlon. Says, good morning, FYI family, joining from Queens. Good morning to all the wonderful, wonderful folks that's joining us from Queens this morning. I see Kaituma Marie Campbell is joining us from Kaituma this morning. So wonderful of you to join us. It's such a pleasure to have you here this morning and for you to be sharing in the conversation. Edward Gonzalez, good morning to you, joining from the Bronx. What's going on in the Bronx, Edwards? How are things over there? Carpenter Boy Truth Teller. I had to get that one right. I had to slow it down for you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Carpenter Boy. Hope you're telling the truth today. You're not lying to nobody. I see how Dark Best is watching from Maryland. Good morning to you. Just came in. The rain just came in at your end there. Enjoy. Gary Archer. Good morning to you, Gary. I see give thanks, FYI. Good morning, Guyana from Antigua. Gary Archer there is joining us from Antigua. Lovely of you to join us. Thank you so much for coming through. You know how it is. Facebook user, one of the Facebook users there is joining us from Linden. Linden in the house, Bartika and Linden always in the house. So we have to say big shout out, big thank you to all you wonderful people that always join us. And again, we're going to be heading to your end there in Linden. Warren Figueres is coming through. Morning. Warren does look at us differently in the morning. When a lot of you folks on your phone, Harriet, Warren in front of he's 65-inch watching loud. Warren probably see me better than I'm seeing myself right now. Good morning to you, Warren. What's going on at your end? I hope all is well. How's your family? Say hello to your family for me. I see Rhonda Gordon is in the house. Hey, Rhonda, what's going on? Let me know what's up at your end, Rhonda. And is it Rowena Cummins? Hey, Rowena Cummins. Good morning to you. Guys, let me know what's up at your end. Share. I have to pause for a bit to tell you to share. And I want to. There you are, Alana Tang, joining us all the way from Port Kaituma. I see Amabel Clement just came through. Amabel is different. Amabel says she's joining us this morning from region 11, all the way North American region, as labeled there by Amabel, region 11. And I see Claudette Lewis is watching from London. So all the folks in London, good afternoon to you guys. I see is it Mary Daniel says good morning, Barbados in the house. So good morning to the folks joining us from Barbados. Anybody in the house from TNT this morning, Trinidad and Tobago? Let me know. Let me know what is going on. As the Carpenter Boys are there trying all around to dismantle Bascom store. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get around to those bits of news. We have to major things happening there out in the media. We're gonna be reaching we're gonna touch on every last bit of it. Good morning to you, Candy Nalini Indrajit. I say Candy, not rich. I reach people. Candy Bowl, proud to reach 8 minutes late, Candy, but you're good. We're waiting on you this morning. Paul, good morning to you, Paul. Paul, I'm not sure. I'm not even going to attempt to call your second name. I'm not, because I know I'm going to get it wrong. So I'm not going to do that. Good morning to you. It's lovely of you to join us. And watching from Ithaca, Pamela Johnson. Hey, Pamela, what's going on at your end? New Amsterdam seems to be raining this morning, according to everybody there. Polly and Schultz, it is raining in New Amsterdam. So we know what's going on there. New Jersey in the house there. See, Ravi is coming through. Ravi Dirup is coming through there from New Jersey. So thank you for joining us, Ravi. And Gavin Shepard also in the house this morning. Hey, Veronica. Veronica, I'm not sure if I missed you yesterday. If you were on yesterday, well, good morning to you. Veronica says, good morning. I am watching from New Amsterdam. Have a blessed and safe day. Lovely, lovely of you to be with us this morning. we are going to be having such an intense discussion today. It's no matter how light we try to start the morning off, we have some very serious things to discuss. So we have to get to the serious business as soon as we can. I see Clifton Smith also there in the house this morning. Clifton says, "Good morning, Sister J. Had a couple nights rest. Had a good night's rest rather. Ready for the day's journey. Be careful on the outside, but everybody should be." So thank you for the reminder, Clifton. We want everybody to be safe. It's crazy what's going on the roadway. Absolutely ridiculous, But we want to encourage you to be safe, especially with all the rain. We're seeing the rain, persons coming in from different parts of the country saying that it's raining, it's raining, it's raining. When it's raining, guys, it's even more. It's required more of you to be a little bit more cautious. So make sure that you go out there and you be very careful how you're driving and you're using the roadway altogether. We don't want anybody to be causing an accident or to be involved in any way in an accident. So be careful out there. Loretta Argyle, how are you? Brooklyn in the house. Hey, Brooklyn people coming through far. One is also saying that Brooklyn also. Well, we have two Brooklyn persons joining one after the other. Lovely of you to be here. Carol Roberts. Hey, Carol, what's going on at your end? Carol says, good afternoon to the FYI family. My Carol, you can join in from non-Pharrell and saying good afternoon. Good morning. I see you. And all the legitimate viewers, blessings. I see Aubrey Lennox is saying good morning. Guyana, the family is growing. The family is growing most definitely, and we love the mixture that we are seeing. We love the variation in the locations that's coming through. We love the conversation that we've been having. So let us make sure that we continue to grow. Let us make sure that it's not just the majority of persons are saturated in region 4 and so forth. Let us saturate persons, large groupings, watching the program in region 1, 2, 3, right through to region number 10. This is absolutely necessary. Guys, we have so much to discuss, but we can only make sure that everyone sees this if you assist us in making sure that it is shared. So share. Stop whatever you're doing. Share. This is important. This is important for not only us. It's important to make sure that everyone have the opportunity to be a part of the discussion. I see Norris King is joining us this morning. Says greetings, a special trio of truth talkers. Love you folks. Linden got lively sunshine. Linden different. Raining in Georgia, raining in Barton, raining in New Amsterdam, but Linden coming through with lovely sunshine. I don't know what's going on there, but it is what it is. Yes, Carol. Carol is saying my mistake. Good morning. I know, Carol. Don't worry. We know once you're coming in from non-Pharrell this morning at your end. I see you there. Noel Grant says, I think it's Atlanta also in the house this morning. Says Noel is joining us there, coming through our YouTube platform, saying Atlanta in the house is absolutely wonderful to have you. And Bridget Campbell. Hey, Bridget, how are you? Bridget, I think I missed you yesterday. I'm not sure what happened there, but so nice of you to be here with us this morning. I see Kishan Ramjatan is also joining us this morning. How are you people doing? I see Kishan is saying to share this damn live. I don't think I said it in the right way, but you get the concept. You get it. Thank you so much, Kishan. Make sure that you share the live so we can get into the conversation. I see Ricardo Charles is drink your tea and take and talk the things, Sister Jaretta. Drink your tea and talk the things. I'm going to be doing just that. My tea is nice and warm this morning for me. But guys, we're going to be having a full panel discussion today. It's Tuesday. We're going to be having a full panel discussion with everyone in the house. So be sure to make sure that you make yourself very comfortable. I see Chris Kippins there this morning. Hey, Chris, what's going on there? I see it's New York. Chris is joining us all the way from New York. And Red Roses. I'm not sure what Red Roses. These Facebook names different. Red Roses seems to be joining us this morning, and good morning to you, Red Roses. It's nice of you to join us. I'm not sure I ever saw you here before. If you were and I missed you, my apologies, but thank you for being here. Roy Bishun says, especially good morning, Roy. This is a former classmate of mine. I went to school at Bartic Secondary School, so love of you to join us, Roy. Bartic people assembling, we support each other all the time. So hope you all is well. Hope you're being safe with your job and everything. Hope your family is well as well. Good morning to you, Ingrid Crawford. Hey, Ingrid, what's going on at PRN? I hope all is well there as well. And Patricia Wren. Hey, Patricia, what's going on? I hope all is well. I hope all is well. Guys, we're going to be making way for co-hosts to be chipping in, joining in. So they're coming through. Don't worry. Coming. You know how it is on Tuesdays. Tuesdays, you want to make sure that you got your coffee, your biscuit, whatever it is you have in the morning, because Tuesdays pack. Lyndon Carmichael says, good morning, everyone from Miami, Florida. Miami, Florida in the house. Once Miami, Florida is here, I am happy. I am absolutely happy. It means that you guys are doing your job. You're sharing, because I see more locations are checking in. Good morning to you, Roxanne Andrews is blessed. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Roxanne. Good morning to you. I hope all is well at your end. Whatever is it, however is it that you woke up this morning. I know some mornings, as I wake my co-host, let me just give you this a bit of a. I know some mornings we wake up and you just don't feel like it. Some mornings you get up and you don't feel like it. Cost of living skyrocketing, your salary ain't going up. All of the normal stressors in life. It's difficult out there. But I just want to say that in the morning, let us wake up and let us strive to excel. Let us strive to bring ourselves to the point that we are harnessing all the positive energies to go forward in the day, in that life. Difficulties are going to be, they're going to be there. We're going to continue to fight on this front to make sure that we help to bring some kind of relief to all that you're going through from our end. But in the meantime, let me tell you, make sure that you get up and you put that smile on your face. You thank God for life and make sure that you are out and about with that positive energy. It's going to help you so much. So make sure that you are there, call your loved ones and have a wonderful, wonderful morning when you get up early in the morning before you head out. And you're going to be better. Come on, it's going to come. Paul Archer. Yes, Paul, we see you there. Guys, we're going to be welcoming our co-hosts on air, on set right now. So just bear with us as we shuffle things about a little bit. You know how we do it in studio. When you see every single time that lovely morning sunshine comes through on the screen, is because we have more sunshine coming from behind the scenes. So make sure that you are settled in. Make sure that you're settled in. All is well? Good morning. We have special folks joining us this morning. You know how it is. Hey, Beatrice, don't worry.
Hi, everybody.
Ta-da.
Good morning. Martha, Amanda, come in.
Yes, Manza's here. So good morning to you, Manza. What's going on?
Good morning.
It's Tuesday. It's raining. Come on.
I've had a better morning, honestly.
No.
On the way here, I learned of the passing of one of my old schoolmates, and it sort of threw me for a loop. I didn't know she wasn't well, and it's one of those things that knock you in the gut.
Our condolences to you and
and our family, else, and, but it's we'll pull it together.
What's crazy? But what's crazy is like my mother and I had this conversation about her classmates and so on. She's like, a couple of her classmates has died, but not a lot, And I was looking at my class, me being her child. I've lost about
quite a few,
8 or 9 classmates already. It's crazy out there, absolutely crazy.
Yeah, well, but we'll have to support our family through this time, and we'll deal with it.
And those things are difficult, very, very difficult.
It is. You begin to feel your own mortality, you know. She's our age, so yeah.
Wow.
But we will take a deep breath and we will forge on with the program. Good morning, Rhonda Gordon and Gwyneth. Good morning. Oh, today, life is something else. We just spoke about the death, and then we're talking now. I think today is one of our faithful followers, Peggy. Russell Elias's birthday.
Oh, lovely.
So happy
Lovely.
birthday to you,
This
Peggy.
life, the cycle of life, huh?
It's so interesting. It's just an interesting dichotomy,
Mhm.
you know, and it makes you think though. How do you live,
Mm.
knowing that one day you're gonna come to this point yourself.
You gotta prep yourselves. You gotta
What
prep
was your
yourself.
legacy?
Yeah.
What are you
That is
doing
that is
once you're
it.
alive?
That's it.
How do you want people
That
to
is it,
remember you?
That's it. Because one thing is certain, is death is certain for all of us,
And
and that's
taxes.
just and taxes.
Death and taxes.
man, just throw that one in there for you. Yeah, but death is certain for all of us. And from the very first day we take our first breath, that's one thing that's certain. So we have to live our life, like we have to live our life so that our legacy will be great, that we have a good legacy.
And she left a tremendous legacy. She was a wonderful person. Wonderful person. But there's so much going on today.
There's a lot going on, and we're
Lord.
gonna be getting right into it. We're gonna be getting right into it. But you know what it is with my tech. I think my notes just reloaded myself. So, so we're gonna get into that. But I think
one of them mornings, but we can rally through. And in the meanwhile, I want all of you to send happy birthday to Peggy. Peggy is one of our faithful supporters and viewers out of Maryland. So just drop a happy birthday, Peggy.
Maryland.
Yeah.
But the Maryland folks always come through, and they're always great.
Yes,
so Peggy and everyone else out there, if you're celebrating your birthday, your children or family member, whatever, hope that all of you guys are having an excellent day. I know that on birthdays, everybody wants to be pampered. So I hope you're getting pampered out there for your birthday. For my birthday, I didn't remember getting pampered. I gotta send in a complaint sheet. I'm not about this life. I need to be pampered on birthdays and stuff like that. Next time, don't worry.
Naomi Sherrod coming. Naomi says we Sherrod there though.
Sherrod there. As we so say it here. All right. Well, Angel is out and about there, and I see it there in the morning papers as we step into the morning papers. Angel is out and about, guys. You know what he does? He goes out there and he makes a big announcement, and then it's up to Sherrod to make sure that he follows through with the practical work.
Implementation.
And Angel is saying the Cemetery Road being upgraded to a 4-lane. That's what he's saying now. The Cemetery Road now is going to be upgraded to a 4-lane road there, guys. So persons that utilize that area. And I'm thinking about it, right? I'm thinking how close to
Let's see.
How close to the
Are they going to be relocating the two?
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering.
I guess we'll
because
see.
if you're to go through Cemetery Road as is, right?
The tools are like
right there.
4 feet away from the road.
It's like right here. And so
he probably do an engineering feet. Let's see.
Okay, an engineer. Explain that.
I just say.
I don't know, but last I checked, it's not that. I don't know if folks that you live around here, it's that. I don't know.
Guys, morning. I'm going to be honest, but that's one of the challenges that they're going to have there because they aren't moving the tubes. As a matter of fact, they're going to be fencing back the cemetery properly, and then they aren't moving the tubes.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's either they take up the
middle
avenue.
Ah.
But they aren't going to be moving any of the tubes. That's the news coming out of them. But the other thing too, if you make that a 4-lane, then you still have Hatfield Street as a double lane feeding into a 4-lane. So you have some bottlenecks.
All the way.
Right? So you have a 4-lane. If they manage to do it, I know high sides, unless they go up. You go like a double road.
A flyover.
Two lanes at the top. Going down Precision between Hatfield and the other Mandela. The borders there.
Yeah.
But Hatfield Street has a bottleneck there.
Yes, it does.
You could make Hatfield Street a 4-lane. I mean, you could by taking up more of the parapets and so on. It'll be interesting to see this engineering feat that they're going to do here.
Very, very interesting. We'll continue to monitor.
Yeah.
Jared is right.
I don't want to. I don't like the idea of the road going too close to the.
two.
To the.
Yeah,
come on,
you know.
I don't know. Well, but
You
I
pass
know.
by, you see a relative waving. Close. You see a relative waving. You know, mighty fingers.
I don't know. I know you're so integrated
When
that
you hold
that it's very
backwards.
possible that I have relatives like that are
Yeah,
very
but
dear. But
it'd be very interesting to
tomb
see
there,
how
that's
they do
very
that.
tomb. Like, but
Well, let's just hope that it's thoroughly planned out, because the level of inconvenience will be, you know.
Already planned.
It's like an
it's
oxymoron,
the
right?
you're
If I
talking
can
about.
spend
Bishop and thoroughly planned
Yeah.
out.
That's what you're talking about.
Let's
So,
see.
yeah, I understand. Yeah, guys, as we bring back the comment section there, we're going to see exactly what you guys are looking at and making sure that I'm seeing you there in the comment section. You have your own. I know somebody says he's an architect. He is. No, let me just pass that comment.
Cliff, somebody is saying that Princess Street is also a mess, so they may want to look at that. So, but let's see. I mean, the engineering is. Can achieve some things. Proper engineering.
Proper engineering. Can
Let's
achieve
hope.
something. I don't know. Let's see how that work out. But we have to do better when it comes to the situation with the cemetery altogether.
Look,
Like we have to have a lot of
it
planning.
is simply about investing. You could tell a lot about the country from the way it treats the dead and the young. That's a saying.
Yeah.
And generally, when you travel, you see how well kept cemeteries are,
Yeah.
and it's really unfortunate,
Yeah.
the state of the Lerpentier Cemetery.
Yeah. I don't want to
Really,
be
really,
floating.
really
I don't
unfortunate.
want to be dead and floated.
Well,
that's like opting for cremation.
Me too.
yeah,
Like, listen, I don't want to be
I
dead.
have said that I
I
would
have
be
I've
cremated as
passed
well.
there, right? Because there are persons live in that area,
Yeah.
right? And you pass there, especially when it's raining heavy and flood waters come up.
But
And the entire place is flooded.
you see,
and I'm
it-
thinking to
it
myself,
defeats-
this gotta be a next level of unhealthy. I don't know what.
No, but you
like-
see, it defeats the purpose, because in Guyana, you notice that they bury you on top of the ground. And that was because our water table is so high that if you dig the requisite 6 feet or even 4 feet, you will hit the water table. So decomposing carcass can contaminate the groundwater. So that is why we bury people in tombs and you push them there. But then when the Lerpentier gets flooded, the tombs get flooded, it seeps into the surface, into the groundwater, and you're back to square one. And I don't know.
Like,
I don't
guys,
know.
listen, I'm from Bartica. Like, so when it comes to cemeteries, and so we have like the cemeteries in Seventh Avenue and Bartica. You know how it is; it's very hilly and so forth. So we refer to it as Sorrow Hill.
Yes.
Sorrow Hill, and everybody goes there, and that's where it is. The cemetery in Bartica is well kept.
Okay.
Right, well kept. I kid you not. It's very clean and everything. Extremely well
You
kept.
go to some of the small
Right?
islands, you see their cemeteries are well kept, the
Yeah.
tombs are well painted. What is our problem in Guyana?
But there's no flooding. That is on top
Where
of the
do we
hill,
set
like
the
a very
Good
very.
question.
No, I mean you come back to so the tombs are there and they're cracking. It is as if
There was a skull on top of the tomb for quite some time, a very long time. There was a skull. I was passing my dog. Says, that's a skull, and I said, yeah. And passed like a couple months after, the skull was still there.
we have a problem, and maybe this is where people like
Somebody died. They think they're going to rest in peace. In pieces.
I mean,
All
it was-
over the place.
listen, but no,
crazy.
you see, we may make light of it, but it's a very, very serious problem.
Yeah.
And maybe the mayor and city council needs help. The British and these people are very
Money
good at
needs to be
cemetery,
injected into that.
at cemetery management. You see, money is one thing,
Yeah.
but cemetery management is
It's
a
different.
science. It's a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And so we may have to have capacity building, not only for Lerpentier, so that our cemeteries look a certain way. Not that it's because the dead people can't tell you dead and going okay,
Yeah.
but because aesthetically.
Yeah. And we need to normalize person
And health
with things like
concerns as
cremation
well.
and all of those things, because cremation is
Well,
in our country is different.
That
It
depends
just goes religiously,
on
but
people's,
no, but it's different because you don't have
belief.
to be in a certain religion to have a preference of cremation. And in Guyana, as it is, only if you are a specific religion that you can then you go and actually go through that process.
Well,
A lot of
I know
persons there.
people who are not Hindu, for example, who've
Yeah,
been
but the
cremated.
vast majority is just
Yeah,
it's just
along
you know,
religious
because we
lines.
don't because of the process. Cremation in more developed countries would be different because they have actually have a cremation. They have private entities actually doing cremations and so forth. It's a different process altogether. So we probably need to go down that road. We don't want to get in a situation in which because Georgian as it's densely populated, you know how it is. We don't want a situation like in the Philippines, for example, they have so many people. They have persons that actually live in the cemetery that their job is to check and see how long somebody buried and all of those things to make sure that when the person should be properly decomposed, the person now goes
They
and
take and they
take
take
out
the
the bones,
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
other
They do
persons
that. They do
can
that in
go,
Barbados, for
so
example.
other persons can be buried in those.
They do that.
In
They
those
do that in
too.
Barbados
I don't
because
want
of the land mass,
Mhm.
and they don't have enough space.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need to look into that.
Oh my
It's really a
goodness,
nice.
But I also noticed since you're from kind of thinking about going to the live in the cemetery, they're taking a special interest now. So like it's any
Because
day
he
now.
just might.
Live from Brooklyn.
Sharon says
You know, Sherry,
with
something
a
weird in the
straight
background. You don't see him, but you're hearing him, right? Don't worry. It'll come true.
face.
No, but when it comes to news flash, Frank Anthony just got up. He just woke up. He got some news flash there, and he's saying
Suspects.
that he's suspecting that
And surmises.
that there's not an accurate picture when it comes to the COVID cases. Right? Frank, just wake up. Listen,
I want to know
Frank,
how
just
Frank
wake up.
intends to control the monkeypox
we can come to
spread
that. Don't worry.
with
We'll
all of
come
these
to that.
cricket carnival and all kind of worries we planning. That's what Frank needs to tell this nation.
Well, Frank is saying now, with only 6 new cases of COVID-19 being recorded by the Ministry of Health after 100 tests were conducted, the Minister of Health, Frank Anthony, yesterday admitted that there is not an accurate picture of how many persons are actually infected. How long ago we said this? I felt it feels like a year. Like it feels like a year. It feels like we've said this from
Give
absolute inception. Like, what's going on, Frank? What's going on? Well, I have some
Bless his
very
heart.
disturbing.
Frank is-
When it comes to Frank and the Ministry of Health and all these things, it's crazy. I have some very disturbing information I'm getting right about now from the Georgetown Public Hospital, and we're going to be bringing you more of that as soon as the information is very clear. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
but the situation at the Georgetown Hospital is deteriorating
It's crazy.
rapidly, rapidly, and we need to. I mean, whatever, man. I'm seldom at a loss for words, but it's like you get on here and you just have to highlight ill after ill after ill. Like, there doesn't seem to be anything positive happening. In terms of the health sector in particular, anyway, Frank, do better. You do better, Frank. Do better.
It's crazy, but we're gonna ask he does better. We know it's not gonna happen, but we're still gonna ask for your
We
sake.
can help. Reach across the aisle. Reach across the aisle. Let's help. There's no
shame in the
shame
game.
in asking to help Frank. You need. You see this monkeypox thing? I worry about it. You see us on our public transport where everybody getting in the bus and they're crammed together.
We coming. Man's going ahead of this thing.
I'm sorry, man.
Man's
I'm
going
sorry.
with this thing. Man's we coming.
It's just plenty some mornings, man.
Listen, we told you that once monkeypox was once it was the first case in the Caribbean, in the region, we know that it was gonna be here. It's a matter of when, and it's not a matter of if. It was just a matter of when. So, guys, we're going to come to that, but we know, and I see Glenford Gordon saying that Frank Anthony needs to resign. We've been calling on a couple persons to just send in their resignation. Frank Anthony, one of them, Paulie Sukai being another one. They're just wasting time.
Todd.
They're just wasting time. For Frank, there's a no confidence motion. Share this reminders, there's a no confidence motion in National Assembly there. They're talking it. accordingly. These people they're different. As a minister of health, you do not come after announcing that persons can do self-testing at home and all of those things. You do not come after that you have said that, oh, there's no mandate for persons to actually report whether or not their home testing is positive or not. No, today on the 22nd yesterday, he actually is making this big announcement now that is not accurate. The data is not accurate. Yes, they're tested. They only say that they found 6 new cases, but this is not accurate. We know this, Frank.
Once Frank in charge of this.
We know this. We know it wasn't accurate. We told you if you were listening to us, all Frank had to do is tune in every morning at 8 o'clock, and he would have known that it was not accurate.
Sherita wants Frank in charge of the census.
Guys, we're going to be shuffling around a little bit.
We're not laughing because we just laugh to cope. It's a coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism. We're getting ready to welcome.
We're getting ready.
So we're going to bring back up the FYI.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what is going on out at behind the scenes, but we know who's coming on. So let us get right to it.
Morning, ladies, again, officially.
I don't know what is
Rock
going
and come
on.
in, Sharon. Rock and come in.
The sunshine is bright. It's not bright outside.
The people waiting on you. Alana thanks that all of them need to resign.
Warren coming through with a different. Listen, Warren, you're not going to. I'm not going to be condoning Warren this morning. Warren said monkeypox is different. You gotta keep an eye on who gets in the thing and who does interact with.
Well,
a very forensic assessment there, Warren, but okay.
Warren talking about the contact tracing and everything right now. Warren different. Warren coming different, right?
Guys, we're sorry. Sharon is doing some craziness
monkey
behind here, and we he's distracting us. No, but this thing about monkeypox.
I'm missing a troll or something. I see people using out the troll. I can't find this troll. I don't know what's going on. Oh, good morning to all the trolls joining us this morning. All the people that don't have anything to do and get up and be miserable in the morning. We just love that you come and add.
Troll lives matter.
Troll lives matter too. Come on, guys. We're not gonna be.
I guess a big man.
But I just want to point out that patient is at the infectious hospital.
Yeah, they created space there.
The hospital that they cost the AP and UFC for creating.
It's a waste of time and money. Mm-hmm.
It's really
waste of space, waste of this. What they didn't say is what they forgot to say.
Brian said he feels shirt putting stuff on his face.
That too.
Oh my goodness.
That too. Morning, folks. Good to be here.
Good morning.
All these beauties.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We're
making it.
That's why you come and make a man.
No, you're gone. Where we are. Go right ahead, folks. Morning, everybody. Morning, Parmanan and Ayabo, James, Cummins, and Excellence, Primo, Mario Thomas. Everybody, morning. Yeah. Where we?
Well, we're going into the morning brew.
Oh, we are?
When you come on, it's time for the morning brew.
Who is yours?
Well, look what's happening. Malaysia ex-Prime Minister, Najib Razak, is going to jail. You understand? You can't do the time, don't do the crime. You can't do the time, don't do the crime. Yeah. And he really was a very stern, quote unquote, stern ruler, When we say something, we use these euphemisms, like Mr. Jagger saying, Roger Khan lived overseas, He was overseas.
He was abroad.
Well,
man was abroad.
He was abroad.
Razak was stern.
He was stern. He's very stern ruler. Well, he's going to jail now, right? He's going to jail,
Not stern enough.
The moral arc of the universe is long.
It's long.
Ben Stewart. Yeah. And that's some of what we're seeing on that front. The moral arm is very long.
Very.
Yep. He was stern. But let's begin there. Some other things we're following, folks. Am I getting this right? I want to make sure that I am. I don't think. No, I don't think. Yeah. Jamaica, folks. Jamaica has some issues. I think we have too. But it's amazing how these other countries, perhaps through their own census and so on, their studies and so on, can tell us 1,000 a day, 100 a day teachers have left the system.
Wow.
I wonder how many of ours gone.
But you see, they
We
track
hide
these things.
data.
They track these things and they use data to make their decisions. We, however, conceal because we know that it tells a particular story, and so
The narrative
they tend to hide data. But I'm sure
obfuscate and so on.
Obfuscate. I'm sure if you check the numbers, you'll see a very high migration rate between amongst teachers, amongst healthcare professionals as well.
And we know to stop the nurses to try to break up the nursing council so the nurses can't get the documents again.
The council alone, they started in Linland with the nursing school. They started there.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening on that front, and at least Jamaica can tell us, again, because they're tracking these things. It's important to them what's happening in their teaching system. It would be very surprising to see, interesting rather to see what's happening here.
Carpenter boys are somebody lies shining like their head.
Somebody what?
Lies shining like their head.
Who could it be? I wonder. We're coming close to the home now, folks. Who could it be? And we were talking about this. You guys were talking about this monkeypox issue. But folks, we were privileged to be the first to put out, well, privileged, quote unquote, this information on credible sources. And since we put out this information that we were recording the first monkeypox patient here, the other Chronicle, for instance, if you believe what they print, the Chronicle, they have been saying that this patient, a man who I think is 57 years old, patient zero, he has no recent overseas travel, right? And so on. But some health professionals reached out to us and they're in doubt that this is actually monkeypox because they said this gentleman has a condition for some years now, and he's in and out of hospital. It's just that this time when he went, they've diagnosed him with monkeypox. So it'll be interesting to know. Yeah. And then them saying there's been no history of recent overseas travel.
And then they lock him down.
They're going to be doing
some back tracing and that kind of stuff because he had to come
into contact with somebody from overseas. I'm wondering. Traveled recently.
So, but the folks are telling us that some of the health professionals that in their estimation this is not monkeypox because this guy has had this skin condition for some time now. So but there's a country where the folks started the milk was cocaine, so I don't know. It could be.
Let's see what happens.
Listen, if they.
All right, so that's what we're hearing on the credible sources side.
I noticed that there's a condition on this panel that words keep failing us.
It's just.
And now we can do it.
That's because issues keep coming.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's not just the issues. It's the lack of methodology to deal with it. That's what it is. It's like you hear about certain things. How do you get to a point? I mean, if this man is to be retested and come back that he doesn't have monkeypox.
Who wants 4 lanes of roads through cemetery? Like that. I mean, are they giving us a wink? For forecasting what's going to be happening there, like killing people and such. Because one of the things I heard attributed to Edgil as a bishop.
You see, Sharon Carr up and Sharon's taking us back. Let's go.
Edgil said, because you're just saying how the issues keep coming. Edgil said one of the issues by developing a 4-lane. Listen to this, because during funerals the road is blocked. Now, I don't think people are going to be too considerate if it's 4 lanes or 6 lanes. Then just pour more people into the road. Unless you got police and so on.
Traffic control.
I mean, let's take Region 5 and their horse racing as an example. We can put 6 lanes there because the horse racing time.
I think that they just expect more people to die.
But it makes misdiagnosis and so on. Right? It's interesting, and we were talking last night on our affiliate program in the ring, because people reach out to us all the time with these stories, and we can't type fast enough of this young man who is also came to the Georgian Public Hospital. He's from Bartica. It was an accident there. Entered him as a patient after waiting whole night to get him admitted. Finally got him admitted early in the morning. Left to go home and come back to visit her nephew, and then they said they have no patient by that name, and they kept insisting. Somebody suggested that they check by the American hostel. They went there. They said, well, they didn't have anybody like with that name. They went to the police station. Police insisted, they don't know, this about this kind of thing. Left, went back to the station, and then they decided to do an investigation. And in the course of the police investigation, police found the patient right at Johnson.
Johnson Hospital. Remember I told you? Remember I told you I got my first child under the PPP administration.
You can't make this up.
And they sent me down in the dead of night in a boat in labor from Barney with nothing wrong with me. And I had to wait at Parika for a very lengthy time. About 2 hours. You waiting on the ambulance driver. The ambulance driver eventually came, smelling stink of alcohol. Then had to take me down. Listen, what people in power is different, but we're getting more reports when it comes to the hospital situation, because I know that this particular story, I know we're going to be covering it later on in other programs, because we're getting reports that the woman took a woman's son. He had a mental breakdown, and she took him to the hospital. And when she went back to see him, she met him battered in the hospital. But we're gonna bring more on that because that one's personal to me.
Yep.
Wow. We're gonna get more of that.
So there's that, and
Amazing.
as we said, that's amazing. As a characterization. So there's the quote unquote monkeypox, and whether that is true or not. It's sad that the administration rate is so low on integrity and honesty and so on, that so many people are in doubt. And then when you see some other stuff playing out on the national scene, that reinforces you can't trust nothing. The police say, Frank said. Right, Frank still didn't tell us about this Sputnik V. I'm still hung up on that. Remember, we asked a lot of questions on Sputnik V. Right, the cost, the contract.
People who took Sputnik V had to go and be vaccinated again.
Revaccinated.
Revaccinated in order to travel and all of these.
Let me tell you folks this. This quote unquote monkeypox case, patient 0, this was not discovered in the last 24 hours.
Okay.
It's when news entity like credible sources started to put out information, then the minister says, well, we have to let the public know.
See that?
Right? News agencies started putting out the information first, like credible sources. And then the minister came forward and said, don't panic!
Well, credible sources have been putting out this information on monkeypox in the beginning. And I know that particularly it was FYI that spoke about monkeypox. The very first discussion I was had in the public was done right here at this table. Because we brought that information straight in from BBC as it was being reported on the international front. Guys, I tell you, we bring you the information live and direct.
Credible information.
And
first on the scene.
Talking
valid
about
and credible information.
Valid and credible. The outgoing EU ambassador, Fernando Ponce Cancho, he says that the PPP and the government, you got to, avoid widening the social and economic gap. You see what's happening here.
How come some people didn't publish that?
You see what's happening here. People publish what they want to publish. And there's an African proverb that says, until the lions have their own historians, the tail of the hunt will always favor the hunter. So that's what he's saying. And he talked about, for instance, transparency and accountability and all of those things. But of course, you will publish what they want to make them.
But you actually, and I see it.
He did say as well, the opposition needs to be a little more structured
and vibrant.
Right?
Yeah, and
but he also said that the PPP widening.
And this is what we continue to say. They are bent on creating the class of have and have not.
Which is precisely what he spoke about. Maybe
he has been listening to FYI.
Precisely what Fernando Ponce Cancho spoke about. This widening of the gap that leads to the haves and have not. There's no middle ground, It's either you're going to be extremely rich or you're going to be extremely poor. Right? And them boys in here. Too. So that's some of what is happening. So much happening locally. And then yesterday, folks, I think the organization name is Epology. Am I right?
Epology,
they had a news conference because Barjal and some other folks have been talking about their finances.
They lied. He lied.
Right?
He
You know,
implied.
you can see systematically how the Jagdio regime, Jagdio Ali regime, have gone after either black individuals, black businesses, black organizations like this systematically because they don't like anybody who's too independent of them, right? Whether it's the Sophia Night School that they pull the funding from in the last iteration of government, they pull the funding from Critchlow Labour College, and you could go down the line and see systematically, right, how they creating the haves and the haves not, and you'll see what we're
I see it
talking
a little
about.
differently. I see it a little
Right.
differently. I see when I look at it, and I guess because I always deal with the financial aspect, I always see it as though they mean that only a certain set of people must control any bit of finance, must be empowered
Yeah.
with any bit
Yeah.
of spending, and that's why they attack places like the credit union. Now they're at Epology and so forth, because they believe that only they should control any bit of spending, no matter how small the spending is.
But you know,
And that is
Yeah.
part of the control mechanism, the divide and conquer,
the,
divide and rule mechanism.
the truth is that it is Jagdio's hope to drive a wedge between people who are viewed as Afro-Guyanese
Yeah.
leaders and
That's what it is.
Afro-Guyanese. It goes back to the fact of Charles Ramsden saying that Black Guyanese have no role models. It is a psychological disposition that they have. The fact that Jagdio, as vice president, gets on the air to talk about doing more for Black people than any other, it is an indictment on his government.
Yeah.
And he's
Because
not
clearly-
even smart enough
Clearly, you
to
have a distinction
realize
between individual and
you
black
have
people.
a distinction when it comes to Guyanese.
Yeah.
That is his admission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you factor in Edgel saying that if he talks about the road, it can interrupt social cohesion,
Yeah.
you understand that
Yeah.
it is a paradigm. And the more they speak, the more they keep betraying the fact that despite this whole one Guyana thing, they see two Guyanas.
Yeah.
And they engage Black people to the extent that they engage in tokenism
Yeah.
to say, yes, well, window
Same
dressing.
thing. Same thing.
And when you talk about it, they deem you racist
Yeah.
because they prefer for you not to talk about it. Well, like we say here in FYI, we will continue to talk about it. You see this issue about race? I am passionate about it because it is what has kept Guyana back for far too
Correct.
long.
Yeah.
It
Correct.
has kept us back for far too long. And we do not seem to understand that our greatest strength is our diversity. But when you have a government, and history shows you, Sharon and Joretta, when you deal with multi-ethnic, multicultural society, you govern in one of two ways. Either through consensus and inclusivity or through domination and control. And everything, if you, and I said it here last year and I said it again, if you're to draw a table, domination and control, inclusivity, and you're to map the actions of the PPP, you will see 98% of it is based in domination and control and not inclusivity.
As a matter of fact, this whole issue of apology came up because they had a conference on, and the theme of the conference was something about the apartheid state, assessing the emergence of this apartheid state. So they took exception with that because, of course, government is funding apology. How dare them, right? Talking about I'm trying to remember the phrasing. If you smart folks remember what the phrasing of the conference was.
Resisting the emerging apartheid state.
And to demonstrate that apology is wrong, here is the government talking about, if you keep talking, we can take the funding from you to disprove the emergence of a apartheid state, to disprove this theme that the conference is going to be about. They say, well, if you keep talking, we can get to start looking into the spending, and we make. As a matter of fact, they said they applied for more funding because they want to do more. Isn't this the International Year of People of African Descent? And all
it's
that?
a decade of people of African descent, and it's so funny because I look at people like Paul Prasad and I love monitoring the comments because it really does indicate the comprehension deficit that sometimes happens. He is asking how much money on salary, travel, how much reach the ordinary people. Ipadaji held an entire press conference.
I would like to
and
know the
showed
same about the Indian Arrival Committee.
no, but you see, but there's a whole nother story. But hold on a second.
If
And
that's true, I accept it,
this is why you see misinformation permeates our society. And this is how you know that people are not genuinely interested. People like Paul genuinely don't want to come to the knowledge of the truth because Paul should have gone on the website, on the press conference yesterday and hear how these people broke down their financials line by line by line. And Jack Dio was wrong in his characterization of the thing. They explained what they do with grants and all of that. And when it was finished, it was very apparent to anybody that wanted to see that Jack Dio was simply dog whistling, and this is what he does. Jack Dio knows that when he says something, people like Paul can pick it up and run out and back it without checking to see whether it is factual. And you know that it's like to put me into trouble for this, but me, I say it.
No, but you see,
Paul is intellectually lazy.
No, but the thing is, he's not interested in that. People like Paul Passat is not interested in
what's he interested
in the fact, right? He's interested in making sure that he comes on and just disports nonsense.
He's earning a salary.
All right?
He's a paid troll.
But let's move off of him and actually get back to the whole the context of what is going on with all that is being said. The fact that and first we are identifying it. The fact that because the people are speaking out is like a threat to withhold funding and all of those things. And you have to.
But it's not an apartheid state.
No, but you have to look at the dynamics.
It's not an apartheid state.
When it's on the other side of the aisle now, how it is treated. You see a different grouping go out and they speak out and money is given to them, right? But when another group goes and speak out, we're going to take away the funding from you. Yesterday we spoke about something right here on the program. We were speaking about the fact that Jagdio, when he was saying what they're doing to aid in cost of living and with the increasing cost of living and all of that, he made reference to the CSOs and the indigenous communities, right? And I made a point to Manza yesterday that they do that to muzzle the indigenous people so that they should never speak out. And you would remember very clearly it was none other than Narine Singh that was video telling the people, when they do this, they expect gratitude, gratefulness. I think that was the word that he used. Expect gratefulness from you. And you have an understanding of how they intend to govern. They intend that once 5 cents is dispersed in your direction, that's supposed to be enough for you to say, thank you, master, continue with whatever it is.
Recall the housing minister when a certain lady spoke out against the treatment?
It's crazy.
The housing minister she's ungrateful. She was given a house lot. This is the paradigm.
It's their land.
This is the paradigm of the people who are governing.
You are ungrateful because they give you a house. And the lady had to, however she saved it from whatever.
It's not a condition. She's
entitled. She was entitled as a citizen of this country.
And paid for her house lot. But the minister's utterances betrayed their governance paradigm. Betrayed their governance paradigm. And as Sherry keeps saying, Jagdio thinks he's smart, but he's not smart. You are objecting to the theme apartheid and threatening to withhold funding as if that is not the embodiment of what apartheid was about. I mean,
the very thing,
listen.
The very thing. You start talking, all right, we come and look at the finances.
But I think
they're not prepared for the 21st century.
Sharon, what person needs to go away with from the press conference? The press conference was a direct response to what he said. And if you were to look at what he said and then look at the press conference, you realize he blatantly lied.
He lied.
He blatantly lied. Let's not move from that position. He blatantly lied. He went like a compulsive liar and told a lie that he knew was a lie.
The man is like
he did that to who? Sue? So we know that he is a liar. We have established that. We've established that. You know what I'm saying?
We are living in such a divided, racist country.
You know what bothers me about it? Look at, for example, emancipation. they withheld funding from AGDA to fund emancipation. And you mean to tell me nobody that supports them got the dignity and the strength to come out and say no, that is wrong, because Afro-Guyanese are a part of this nation.
This one
In fact, as Dr. Nigiki pointed out yesterday, it was the coffee resistance that light the spark for resistance in this part of the world. So Afro-Guyanese, and there's no if or but about it. When you look at the labor that was contributed to build this nation, and you mean to tell me there's nobody with it? Mark Phillips can't stand and say, no, this is wrong, you must fund ACDA. They need to take several seats and not come to people to talk foolishness.
At the press conference, it was none other than Vincent Alexander that he made a statement there, that it just like he stepped back and said, yes, this is something that young people need to know. When he said the Parliament building, when he said the Parliament building were built by people that are yet to be paid. All right, built by African people that are yet to be paid.
Because Rapper Irfan went on the international stage and made, and this is what I talk about. The hypocrisy. Went and talked about that kind of respirative.
Rapper. It's Paul Boy. But both folks, a lot of things happening, and one wonders, if Jack Dio them so smart, how come this country looks the way it does? Don't take our word for it. Just yesterday, South News wrote about corruption scandals, plural. Wondering what is the next one? It's from day one. We've been lurching from what we ain't sauntering. We're lurching from one scandal to the next. How you like how this country looking? And the one that we currently consume with. Yep. This is the one.
Why listen?
Apologies there. Sorry, I will get ahead of myself. Right ahead.
You're getting ahead of yourself, sure, there. But saga, I don't know if it's just a saga. I don't know if that's could be. I don't know what's going on.
Saga scandal. You pick your
yes.
Yes.
I see the image there of Ronald Bacchus there on the screen, and the only thing I'm thinking is like, at what point in time does this lawyer tell him to just step back?
My last word on Paul. Paul wants to know. Paul says, "Stop your racism." How come the three hosts allow this every day? And if we allow it every day, Paul keeps coming back for his daily dose. It's interesting.
This is what we talk about.
There was a refrain in a cartoon I watched as a child,
Allow
Captain
what?
Planet. The refrain was, "The power is yours." You have to control it, huh?
Is yours.
You have to control your hand, Paul.
I know people repeat it.
The power is yours.
Man, Charlie took me down memory. Captain Planet, he's a hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. He's our powers magnified, and he's fighting on the planet. We show he is.
So this is what is gripping the nation, Not champion of the earth.
Before there was champion of the earth, there was Captain Planet.
Who was Captain?
Country scandal.
Oh God, Jared, we can watch
Google
YouTube after. I show you.
To bring you up.
No, but that was a bad cartoon. That was
ahead of its time.
Ahead of its time. Yep.
We do about doing here in what WPF? More. What kind of practice is it? Okay. So, this scoping the Bascom saga scandal.
Who's Bacchus' lawyer? Who's Bacchus' lawyer again?
Look,
Bacchus' lawyer.
There's
start to give some advice.
There's no coping. It is because of the manner that we have allowed our society to deteriorate that we gotta cope in any functioning democracy. Blanham would have been on leave, Caesar would have been on leave, and a proper and thorough investigation would have been allowed. There's no sorting through it. They are allowed to do this because for too long we have allowed them to insult our intelligence.
Amanda, it has occurred to me. last year March, when Ricardo Fagundes was gunned down, execution style on Main Street, a stone's throw away from State House, where they house Irfan Ali. It was promised that no stone would be left unturned. And had it not, whatever it's worth, Bascom come forward. It seems as though the RSS would not have been contacted. So there were stones yet unturned, because the RSS stone was not turned clearly. So the RSS now coming in. And we know the RSS was here, I think, having to do some work with the Henry boys, and they left very quietly. So I don't have too much confidence on what is going to happen on that front. So that's one of the things that's coming out here.
But there wasn't an international help already?
Exactly, because the Commissioner of Police acting said, well, Blanham, I think it was the crime chief, when Blanham said, little did Bascom know there were international investigators here, and they had some, he said, use a word, they had some good leads or something of that nature.
But I think Nigel Hughes clarified the extent to which the international help was being sought. And that is to be able to clear up the video.
To enhance the image, to see the number plate.
And he made the point, as if you're going to do this, you're going to use a legitimate number plate.
Can do that. There's actually a software that you can purchase online.
Well, I don't want to reveal all your skills. Right? But
there's actually software you can purchase online to enhance.
But there's that.
But Sharon, you know what's a shame? You know what bothers me deeply? That we as a society, we are so racially polarized, we are so politically polarized, that we can't even hold a middle ground on the integrity of your police force. All of the usual suspects are quiet. Freddie, say anything yet?
Yeah.
Has he said anything yet?
Not a line will be dedicated to this.
You have the top ranking.
Are different.
The crime chief in charge of the master. The crime chief was going to do crime chief stuff. Look, I was on the floor, but that is an aside.
Yeah.
We got a problem.
Yeah.
When the usual loudmouths that emerge out of the woodwork to accuse people of racism and all of these things can't come out to say that the police top brass must be sent on leave to facilitate an impartial investigation. You have a set of mudslinging. You have the Mohammed team coming to say something. And people are bandying these things about and missing one common theme, that he has corroborated that the police is corrupt and corruptible.
So let's talk about some of that. So here you have
Freddie's talking about banks, DIH, and Handy.
Of course.
And shoe repair. And my shoe repair in Guyana, somewhere in that is the dock.
That is only one by FC.
And you have plenty of that by which is perfect. But that aside, the Bascom saga, it's Bascom who said that they were going to frame Mr. Bacchus for the murder of Ricardo Fagundes. That's how enter Mr. Bacchus, Rondell Bacchus. He was the one who was going to be framed, but he called him. But Bacchus called Bascom when he learned a police bulletin was issued for his arrest, and what was to precipitate that was his murder, basically, according to Bascom, and he took him into CID. Bacchus came out and said, as you folks, some of you know, that he corroborated what Bacchus said, what Bascom said, that it was Bascom who took him into CID.
You have to say when he corroborated that. He corroborated that in the interview with Travis Chase.
Yes.
HGP TV.
Yeah.
That's what.
And also with that, he was actually I don't want to say defying what the police said, but that was incidental to it, because the police said no, it was not Bascom who brought in Bacchus, and Bacchus insisted, very calm, I would want to think in his own deliberate judgment, he insisted it was Bascom, and so that is the part of the story where we're picking up from, and we want to show you guys some of that. I'm going to try to put it up from my end here, because this country, if you blink, you missed something tremendously important. And I think we blinked recently. And so here is where we are. Right? Here's where we are. So let me take you guys. I think we should take it perhaps from the allegations.
Yes.
And then we can take the recant.
Who's the alligator?
Right? Folks, this story is so layered.
Which one of the allegations?
And as I said, as we said last evening, this is only folks, this is only season 1, right? That's wrapping up here, right? So this was the Bascom saying I took him in, and the Ghana police force pushing back on that.
Randall Bacchus was the fucking fat man we put on the bulletin for. He called me and tell me and the inspector them just went to drop one of the everybody's at the Champshire prison. And he called me and tell me these men just put out the bulletin fee. Yeah. These men just put out the bulletin fee like come and get tea. You understand? I am telling the inspector when I tell you go and get it, I got my gun, put the stuff my up, and I just pick up Randall Bacchus and tell you me 20 minutes after they put out the bulletin fee. When I walk into the participants, you see the man, it was so his face changed. Not to know later on, you know what the plan? The plan was to kill fucking Randall Bacchus. I said that he died in confrontation. The event was to be suspect in paper shots, more than in confrontation with police.
A wanted bulletin based our response to his allegations that a wanted bulletin was issued on the 6th of April 2021 for Randall Bacchus, and 1 hour later he turned himself in with his attorney at law, and not in company of Mr. Dion Bascom, as he was seen misleading the public during his Facebook Live, claiming that the police wanted to kill Randall Bacchus. A screenshot of the Kaitio News article confirming this is shown to the right. The police station diary at the Criminal Investigation Department also confirms that Mr. Bascom is being untruthful. Conclusion. Based on the foregoing, Dion Bascom's claim that he brought the information about Mark Richmond to the police, which he said also is easily debunked as a deliberate falsehood and malicious in nature. That he brought Randall Bacchus to the police is a deliberate falsehood and malicious in nature. And you're not only getting information from the police, you have the information there, the clippings from Kaitio News.
Yep. And that is how that went down on that front. And now here is I think the whole lineup with Bacchus now saying that it was Bascom who took him in. I think we have that. We have it, do we? I hope so. Yeah, quite an interesting saga, scandal. What have you?
The fucking fuck man will put on the bulletin for. He called me and tell me and the inspector them just went to drop one of the everybody's at the Champshire prison. And he called me and tell me these men just put out the bulletin fee. Yeah. These men just put out the bulletin fee like come and get tea. You understand? I am telling the inspector when I tell you go and get it, I got my gun, put the stuff my up, and I just pick up Randall Bacchus and tell you me 20 minutes after they put out the bulletin fee. When I walk into the participants, you see the man, it was so his face changed. Not to know later on, you know what the plan? The plan was to kill fucking Randall Bacchus. I said that he died in confrontation. The event was to be suspect in paper shots, more than in confrontation with police.
A wanted bulletin based our response to his allegations that a wanted bulletin was issued on the 6th of April 2021 for Randall Bacchus, and 1 hour later he turned himself in with his attorney at law, and not in company of Mr. Dion Bascom, as he was seen misleading the public during his Facebook Live, claiming that the police wanted to kill Randall Bacchus. A screenshot of the Kaitio News article confirming this is shown to the right. The police station diary at the Criminal Investigation Department also confirms that Mr. Bascom is being untruthful. Conclusion. Based on the foregoing, Dion Bascom's claim that he brought the information about Mark Richmond to the police, which he said also is easily debunked as a deliberate falsehood and malicious in nature. That he brought Randall Bacchus to the police is a deliberate falsehood and malicious in nature. And it's not, you're not only getting information from the police, you have the information there, the clippings from Kaitian News.
Yes, our apologies there. We actually, yep, apologies there. Our apologies. We actually thought we had the extra one there, and we're gonna get it for you in a second. But that's the it's a minor point. This is like you're looking at the substantive issues in the case is the petitions is who gets served late and who gets served early and all of those things. These are the peripheral issues, but they're important because this is what I guess they're hoping for. That goes to credibility.
It goes to credibility.
Whose credibility?
It goes to credibility.
The only credibility you're seeing thus far is that
of the story and how credible the facts are. And one of the things that you look for when you're talking about credibility is corroborating evidence.
Yeah.
And I mean, we know that his lawyer has said since, no, I didn't take him in. He went before me.
Yeah.
Corroborating what Bacchus has said.
Yeah.
Now, what Bascom has said. Now, what is happening, I believe, is that the Guyana police force, instead of taking stock of themselves, and instead of Irfan Ali taking stock of the police force, that he, he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and he's the overall, responsible.
Big Sahib.
Yeah, he's the big. Take responsibility for the police force. Be a leader. Have Blanham and Caesar go home and call in the FBI. Call in the FBI.
Who was just here, probably in the
who
airport.
have already offered their support. So this is about the security of a nation. How could you be? It is like, are you smarter than a fifth grader type show that we're seeing here from our police force? These are the people that are supposed to be protecting and serving.
Yeah. So let's look at Bacchus.
I have a problem with the capacity displayed.
Bacchus saying saying what he had to say. Right?
Let's get that.
Saying what he had to say. I think he was talking at the time to a Travis. Do we have that? I hope we have it. I'm trying to put it up from my end, which should be done faster, but we don't seem to be getting there.
We're gonna get there, but in the meantime, as we're getting there, guys, I know all the comments coming in and everyone, and that's what I keep telling people. The court of public opinion is one of the most brutal courts that you could go before, and the least you need to do is be honest, because the public will detect your lie.
Correct.
From the time you leave your lips, the public detects your lie, and there's too much going on, and you see a web being spun, and I see people spinning web, getting themselves caught up in the web. It's crazy. At some point in time, the people have to realize that what's going on, and just call it out.
Correct.
It's not only that.
And I'm trying not to say something right now. As you can clearly recognize, I'm trying not to say something.
This will be a testing moment, Joretta, as to whether we as a Guyanese society, whether innately we are comfortable with corruption, or whether we will have a nation built on laws. This is not a test for the PPP. This is a test for the people of Guyana.
So here in that test is
I saw some very revealing
Randall
things.
Bacchus telling journalist Travis Chase that yes, Bascom took him in, and then he comes back with a slightly altered view. So let's take a look at that. A slightly altered.
Police issued a wanted bulletin for you. They claim that your lawyer turned you into the police.
No.
I want you to take me step by step. When you learned of the wanted bulletin being issued for you, what happened?
When I learned of the wanted bulletin issue for me, the first person I jump on my phone and call is my attorney, Damian De Silva. That is the first person I call and tell him that I'm going down at Ifleary. With or without him, I'm going there.
Right.
You understand? Then afterwards, I jump on the phone again and I call Bascom.
Who Bascom?
Officer Bascom.
Dion Bascom?
Dion Bascom.
Right.
I call him and say, watch, a bulletin issue for me. And he come and he pick me up and we go in there.
So Bascom took you into police?
Bascom took me in, and shortly after, my attorney, Damian De Silva, arrived there.
Where did Bascom pick you from?
Bascom picked me up from a house. Yeah.
And took you in too?
And took me in.
Right. So how is it that the police is saying that it was your lawyer who turned you in?
My lawyer did not turn me in. Mr. Damian De Silva did not turn me in, but he come shortly after. And I let him know that I'm going there. I never give him details that who I'm going there with.
Right.
Nor who is carrying me there. But I let him know that I'm going there because a bulletin issue for me. I did not have no knowledge, nor I did not kill this individual. Because, you know, you really know why I'm telling you that. I don't want to comment on that. Bascom tell me, Randall Bacchus, that he like working with Caesar. There's a man is crack case. So, what happened now? Bascom had a major role to play within this whole investigation, a very major role.
So he knows the inside out.
He had a major role to play. I did not kill paper shots. I gotta protect me. My name is Randall Bacchus, and I want to make it clear that I'm not an informer for anyone, much less a corrupted cop, such as Sergeant Bascom. Sergeant Bascom was a regular visitor at my home, whereby he would join me for a meal, and he would sit down and tell me certain illegal things, what he was doing while he was conducting his duty as a police officer. I did call Sergeant Bascom to take me to Ifleary because a bulletin was issued for me, but it's my lawyer that presented me to CID and stood by my side right through all the time. I am very angry, Sergeant Bascom, labeling me as an informer, because I would never be an informer for you nor nobody, knowing the things that you be going on with as a police officer. I am very angry, Sergeant Bascom, calling me an informer, because I'm not an informer for he nor anybody else. I am doing this Facebook post because I feel the truth must be heard, because Bascom is a very corrupted cop. I am an ex-prisoner. I'm not no stranger to the police, and now I'm living a good life. I was released from prison in 2019 for good behavior. I am really annoyed over the last week. Sergeant Bascom is trying to destroy my life and the reputation of the Guyana Police Force. Sergeant Bascom is a dangerous and dishonest police officer, and he should be in jail today. I does not trust him, and he's not a police officer to be trusted. Sergeant Bascom confessed to me and tell me a lot of things. And he know that I got knowledge about a lot of things, a lot of crime that he has been committed, such as bringing out marijuana from the narcotics branch at Ifleary and other stuff. And he know that I know. And sooner or later, he would have killed me because he realized that I know too much. Bascom, you confess to me about a lot of things, Rods. You confess to me about a lot of things. Removing drugs, bringing out marijuana, supporting your rich friends, taking revenge of them. I know things about you, and you know that I know things about you. You know that I know a lot of things about you. And sooner or later, you would have tried to get rid of me. You know that I know things about you. When somebody is an informer and know these things about you, what would happen to you? You would be in prison. You aren't know you ain't gone in prison yet, and you claiming that I's an informer. And I know these things about you. I know a lot of things about you. You sit down and confess to me about a lot of things about you. You literally confess to me about crimes that you have committed. All the things that you have told me, I've recorded it, dates and details, and I have it in a safe place, and I'll release it when the time is right. I wish to say that I'm trying very hard to make things better for me and my family, and I wish to thank the prison system to rehabilitating me to be a better person in society.
Yep. Quite a lot there. Quite a lot, folks. Quite a lot. Yep. Seemed very scripted to me, but what do I know?
Where was his eye? Where were his eyes? In that particular video.
You see, if you shot the entire thing, you'd be able to see his eyes moving, suggesting that he was reading.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that, and this is where I take such umbrage to people insulting people's intelligence. You look at the interview from Travis Chase, and when you're trained to assess how people speak, you can pick up on what is scripted and what isn't.
Correct.
In his statement, he kept referring to Sergeant Bascom.
Correct.
Alone.
No, Sergeant Bascom.
Yeah.
Sergeant.
Identifying him by rank.
Yeah.
Look at the conversation that he is having with Travis Chase. Travis Chase had to literally bring it out and establish that it is Dion Bascom he's talking about, because it's Bascom.
Yeah.
You understand? It's Bascom. And he's who? Yes. And so Travis Chase had to bring that out. And then he comes here talking about Sergeant Bascom. When you understand, that law enforcement, when they prepare statements, they always prepare it with the rank of the person. Then you know that he was scripted. I have a problem with this level of insulting people's intelligence, man.
He recanted on Bascom taking him in as his lawyer.
No, he did not recant. He did not recant. He was selective in his use of words, that his lawyer presented him to CID. Taking somebody in and presenting them to CID.
You're mixing up the interviews.
No. Hear me out.
I'm hearing
in his scripted interview, he said that it was his lawyer that presented him to CID. Presenting somebody to CID is a legal process that requires identification. Bascom never said that he presented him to CID. He said he took him in. The lawyer also said he took him in. So what they're attempting to do is to split hairs. To try to describe the situation. Or the lawyer said the man went in. Bascom said, I carry in.
Take you up from home.
I mean, come on, man.
Because folks who are following, Bacchus felt that this interview with Travis Chase clearly was not enough. And he went back now to Big Smith News for some.
I had a problem. Let's go to that. I have several. I have several. I have several issues with that one.
If you know about presented and you see how a police writes a police report, it is said that he was presented to the CID by XYZ, not taken in. It would read he was escorted to the police station by. It's a different thing. Do not come here to insult people's intelligence. The whole bunch of them should be sent home.
So let's take in, and this is just the raw video. We won't be able to. So you'll hear some stuff might not be relevant, but. This is the Big Smith angle now with Mr. Bacchus. Seemingly now, if the man says not recanting, because he seemed to have be saying now, it's not Bascom, it's my lawyer took me in.
I know this
and then he comes
video
back
he
now
said
and to say
presented. Presented was used in this video.
Let's see what this one. The saga continues.
You need a whiteboard in the back here. Start drawing lines, putting markers.
This some of the extra.
Hi, welcome to Big Smith News Watch. My name is Levi Smith, and we will be speaking with Mr. Wandel Bacchus. Wandel Bacchus is no stranger to the media and to the members of the public. He has reached out to Big Smith News Watch to share some information with us that he considers important to himself and to an ongoing police investigation. Mr. Bacchus, welcome to Big Smith News Watch.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
All right, so why are you here?
Boss,
why did you reach out to Big Smith News
the
Watch
reason
in the first place? Because we've seen you elsewhere over the last few days. So why are you here today? Why are you at us?
I was arrested for an incident that happened, right? And the police locked me up. Now, at the end of the day, the police got a work for do.
And is this the same issue with the
With the
one
paper
with
shots investigation.
Okay.
Yes, I was arrested for the paper shots investigation. At the end of the day, the police got a work for do. I was locked up for 3 days, right? A police sergeant by the name of Mr. Bascom would have taken me,
What Bascom?
Dion Bascom, right? He would have taken me to Ifleary, right? Shortly after, my lawyer, Damian De Silva, arrived and presented me to CID ranks at Ifleary. I would have kept at the lockups for 3 days, right? Now, at the end of the day, the police got a work for do. They got a right to run their investigation, so forth. Now, that is water under the bridge. That done passed, that done gone. I had to go through what I had to go through. Now, the other day, I don't know
So
with
that's
this
as much as
particular
that as we're going to
individual.
take.
I don't know visit with this particular individual.
So that's as much as that we're going to take.
You notice
My
again
first thing.
in an unscripted interview,
Bascom.
he said Bascom
Not sergeant.
and not sergeant.
Yeah.
Listen, maybe, you know. No, you see stuff like this.
But this is PPP's Ghana.
No, but you see, this is
Yeah.
our Guyana.
Mm.
And in other countries,
Yeah.
people might have been on the streets already calling for their. These are the people that
Yeah.
we trust. That
Mm.
if somebody comes into our home at midnight, that we call them, they are going to respond.
Yeah.
That if my daughter is raped or molested, that they will respond.
Also, you trust that when you hear a man is shot and killed, for X reason it is that.
That it is so.
It is so.
What?
Who does PR for the police?
Big Smith does some of it.
No, you see.
You have also.
This-
No, I'm
smaller
asking
folks.
because, you know,
No, you see, Director, this is not even about PR. This is not even about. This is about Jack Dio and Irfan
Yeah.
taking and showing some kind of proper leadership
Yeah.
to this nation
It comes
and
back to that.
demanding.
It comes
I think
back to
Irfan can end this in one day
Yeah. Yeah.
by
Because.
saying Blanham leave.
Yeah.
I like
Dickens leave, Caesar leave,
Yeah.
bring in the FBI,
Yeah.
have an investigation in one day. Irfan Ali can take action and restore the public's confidence in this police force.
Which is
Instead,
badly needed.
he is allowing
This
this shit
show.
show.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Instead, he's allowing this show
Yeah.
to continue. And you know what it does? It empowers the criminal element.
Yeah. Because you have a home.
you are speaking as though these people have the power to call in their friends. You understand?
No, I'm
You're
not
speaking as though
asking
these
them to
people
call in their friends.
as though these people have the power to discipline people
Well,
that they
they
are
have-
friends with.
They have the power to do it. The problem is that they care more about their friends than they do about the people of Guyana.
Mhm.
This makes our population vulnerable. It means that all the thugs who want to rob and
Abanza.
rape and thief feel emboldened to do that because the top brass is caught up in this miasmic display.
Yeah.
There's one thing that's clear. There's one thing that's clear about everything that is going on right now. And I listen to everything that Bacchus in particular is saying. And I listened to him over and over. Every single last bit that he said, I went back and I listened to it over and over. And there's one key thing he keep referring to is that his biggest concern seems to be him being labeled as an informant. Every single interview, every single time he speaks, that is his major concern. Him being labeled as an informant. There's one thing
So if he wasn't given that label, he would have still been quiet enough.
that's what I am gathering
It
from
is apparent
right
to me.
But my thing is, one thing is clear. Is the relationship and the friendship that has been brought to the public, like what we suspect and we speak about all the time, but the relationship between the criminal world and the powers that be.
And
that is the problem that we're seeing right now.
attempting-
So they can't discipline anybody.
And
It seems like the powers that be is more fearful of the criminal world than the criminal world should be of them. And that's what we're seeing on full display right about now.
Because
the major concern is whether or not people in the street sending for you as opposed to whether or not the police sending for you.
And then you have the two warring factions that are saying, no, you corrupt the police force more than I corrupt the police force. And the theme is that our damn police force is corrupted and corruptible.
Well, Jack Dio says that doesn't keep him up at night. These warring factions.
Because Jack Dio don't care. Jack Dio got armed guards around his house. He is safe and he is secure. The man on the Georgetown on the South minibus is who got to be subject to the pickpockets, to the people coming to rob them, to the people coming to molest and rape their girls and the boy children. It is a problem. It is a problem. And right-thinking Guyanese have to start standing up for this, against this nonsense, man. I would have expected
So
the journalists that always have something to say to be calling for the resignation of these people, or at least proceed on administrative leave.
So listen to the priority now. Here's Mr. Jack Dio in his press conference on Friday, not saying that people will not take the image of the country or the view of the people of this country, but they will not be allowed to taint the image of the PPP. This is Tamish Jagmohan, Roger Khan, already cook up here now, and also Ashruddin Mohammed, because you have now Bascom who is moonlighting for Jagmohan as an armed guard or something of that nature. You have Mark Richmond who works for Ashruddin, who is one of the suspects in the murder of Paper Shorts, and the whole web goes on. This is last Friday, Mr. Jagdion's press conference, disowning his friends.
Tamish Jagmohan, Ashruddin Mohammed, and Roger Khan.
It's going to come? I think it's going
to. Eventually.
Roger Khan is abroad, and the two others.
From the top.
Tamish Jagmohan, Ashruddin Mohammed, and Roger Khan. Roger Khan was abroad, and the two others were busy making money too. They were working, making money. Their concerns do not preoccupy me at night. Their concerns, the concerns of ordinary people and the people we looked at in their faces, people of every race, every walk of life, those are the ones that drive us to work hard every single day to change this country, not the concerns of these individuals. The People's Progressive Party will not condone any illegal act on the part of any of those individuals that I mentioned, or others for that matter. People have to face consequences for their action, whatever their action is. And that is where we stand today.
Ladies. Manza characterized it early on as an S show. Yeah.
It's very sad that as the vice president of Guyana, he does not see this as something that taints Guyana.
Yeah.
And this is where you know whether people are concerned about their country or this thing we call Guyana is just an avenue for them to rob and rape and pillage and get wealthy. This is how you know.
And Judah, this is Mr. Jagdio's third term, right? And it seems very much
I think he always misses a term. I just come for every time.
It looks very much like the last two. It's people being gunned down. It's a bad economy. It's bad healthcare. You name it, right? It seems very much like the last two terms. When you look at the issues that pervades the headlines on a daily basis,
It is
You know?
pre 2015, and I'm saying
That's why we
my
said.
God, Jagdeo is
Yeah.
not ashamed that this issue is tainting Guyana's
Yeah.
reputation on the international scene. We made significant progress in getting off of
Yeah.
the blacklist. We made significant progress in having the DEA here.
Yeah.
We made significant progress on
Yeah.
improving Guyana's standing internationally. And this man's
Yeah.
concern is not that it affects the country that he claims to be
Yeah.
vice president of.
And while he,
But I see it differently, Sharon, if I could, because I see it that he, and I said it, I think I said it yesterday also, that when he called them out by name, all three of them, and then he went on to say he's not going to basically take the name of the PPP, all right? It said to me that he's owning them as ranks of the PPP. That's what I interpreted that as saying, because how else are they going to be, tarnishing the name of the PPP?
Yeah.
It seems like he's owning them and said as well.
PPP
that is a very interesting perspective.
Yeah, that's
very,
how I'm
very
looking at it.
important perspective.
In that too, it's interesting that he doesn't take the same kind of attitude, no nonsense attitude, with the police force and the top brass there. Like, we're gonna get to the bottom of this, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Right? And this foolishness with Bladam and this PowerPoint nonsense and the Commissioner of Police acting and sees and so on. The man will say, you got the power to send them on leave. Right? Because he instructing the president to instruct whoever.
But Sharon and Amanza, we're having this conversation, and the depth of the discussion and all of that. And the irony of us not even once looking at the Minister of Home Affairs.
Yeah.
I had asked. No, and I'm being very serious. Has he issued a statement on
nothing? This? Zip. I'm yet to hear people.
That's about his own significance in the whole process. Right? This is the third term, and in the tenure of the man who owned the first two terms, he's the one-man show. He makes all the decisions and then he gives the instructions. See, I spoke with Irfan Ali, not the Minister of Home Affairs.
That's
saying I spoke with the president and he's going to do X, Y, or Z when he comes back. All right, this is the vice president who has no portfolio for domestic security.
But it started before his name was brought into it, even before he did that press conference, because it was Dion Bascom that said that he learned that the officials at the Guyana Police Force there is telling the vice president that is because he wasn't given some gun license. That's the reason why he is behaving in that manner. So from that inception, the vice president was pulled into it. So he was already inserted into the situation even prior to making those statements at the level of the press conference. And those are things we must not forget. So it just goes, it gives you a very clear idea of who is actually managing the situation. And like Sheridan is saying, and I think at one point in time, it was Harris that put out the image, with the football field with Jagdeo playing in every position. Right, and that's what's going on right about now. Again, an entire ministry when it comes to the Guyana Police for it's separate.
This is being handled from Shibna Tangier Paul Drive, not from Low Brigham.
It's crazy. Right? Like, what's the ministry doing?
We wish we had more time.
The only people that will lose in all of this, if serious action is not taken, is the people of Guyana. It's playing out before us in real time. And looking at it, sometimes you seem as if you're powerless. But as we always say here, the people of Guyana have the power to demand differently. How many mothers have lost their sons because a wanted bulletin might have been issued for them? And how many times have we read that headline? He died in a confrontation with the police. Quindon Bacchus's murder might have gone down like that, save and except people had cameras and surveillance cameras on their houses and could see and contradict that. And you mean to tell me that these people...
They don't care. They don't care. That we see this scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal. This is the Jagdeo regime all over again. Folks, that's going to do it for us this morning. Smash that emoji button, share the live, partner with us. You're only available via Zelle and PayPal and MMG and Cash App and MoneyGram and Western Union. And your generosity helps us to keep producing these programs morning, noon, and night. and keep our website funded as well, folks. Thanks for your generosity. Thanks for your love and your support. We feel it on a daily basis. Thanks for your prayers to all of your well wishes. Thanks for staying with us a little past program time, a tad past program time. We're going to see you guys right back here below the belt at 12
noon.
and then when you're in at 8 this evening, guys. Thanks for
Share the
joining us.
live stream. Smash those
Have a
emoji
great day,
buttons.
guys.
Have a good day.